Welcome back to the show, everyone. I've got Treasurer Howard Fox here with me. He's going to give us a third mutual update. Hello, Howard.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the show.
Well, gee, thanks.
I'm glad to have you because you know what? I was just asking or telling you right before we started the segment, I'm still kind of unclear about all of the different HOAs and how everybody works together. And for myself and the new residents here, can you give us just sort of a brief overview?
Sure, I could do that.
That would be great.
As best as I can. Okay, so there are several different organizations. There is Third Mutual, which is the condos, which is about 6,100 homes.
Okay.
There is United, which are the co-ops, and that's another 6,200 homes. There are the towers, which I should know how many are there, but there's probably several hundred or 1,000, I don't know. Those are the tall buildings by Gate 10. Then there is GRF, and GRF, the Golden Rain Foundation, they administer services and activities and what goes on in the village.
Oh.
Okay, so Third and United administer the property and the buildings and the maintenance and keeping everything up to speed. Golden Rain takes care of what we do every day. And then you've got VMS, which are they're the contractors. They do all the work. They provide the services and the contractors and everything else, the actual people who do the work to keep this village up. And then I know there's another one, but I'll think of it, I'm sure. So GRF, Third, United, the towers, and VMS, that's it.
Wow.
So it's everybody has their own realm,
Right.
and they all have certain things they're responsible for. And we work very well together. The people who work for VMS, the actual employees who are actually doing the work, I've had nothing but good experiences working with them. They're always very accommodating, and they always are very forthcoming with whatever information we need to make our decisions.
Okay.
Kind of sliding into the last item out of the three that we're talking about, part of our volunteerism talk we'll talk about later. What happens is everybody has their space, and there's a lot of clubs that fall under the heading of Golden Rain Foundation. The clubs themselves are all volunteers. There's 250 clubs in the village. They're administered by the Recreation Department of GRF. Okay, so every one of them registers. They all have whatever their mission is to accommodate. And basically anything you could ever want to do in the village or ever think of wanting to do in the village, there's a club for it.
Yes, which is great.
That's kind of like, that's the 25-cent tour of what's going on around here.
Okay, well, I love it. Thank you so much. That sort of gives us a brief overview of
Hopefully I got it right.
the inner workings. Well, if not, come back and
oh well.
We'll have a diagram next time.
That's right. There you go.
You were not prepared, so thank you for delivering that information. I appreciate it. So why don't we just head on in to what Third Mutual is up to now?
Okay, well, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the traffic hearings. That's not under necessarily Third Mutual. We have our own security department here in the village. And part of their responsibility is to administer the laws of the land, as they say, speeding tickets or running stop signs or really just driving safely. And people, like they do in the outside real world, outside the gates, they drive too fast and they do things that are unsafe. So under the heading of safety and health, people can get citations within the village. Now, these citations do not get reported to the DMV. and they do not get reported to your insurance company, so there's no fallout from that. However, you do come under the, you are, let's see, what am I trying to say here? You are required to follow the rules of the road within the village.
Sure. Now, when you say are they getting an actual ticket?
They're getting our version of a ticket.
And who's essentially like pulling them over or
okay, so the security,
issuing this ticket?
You see those little cars there that say security on the side that drive around the village? That's our version of a police force.
Okay, so they're able to pull over somebody who's in violation of a traffic law.
And then they get written up and they get basically a ticket. We call it a citation, but it's a ticket. And it tells them what the violation is, and they have two choices. They can either just pay the fine, or they can come and try to contest it before the traffic hearings, which I sit on. The traffic hearings has a representative from each of the mutuals. So you have a United rep, a Third rep, GRF rep, and the towers have a rep there. And the four sit there, and the way it goes in the traffic hearings is that the person comes in, one of the officers reads the violation, then they show a little video that shows the violation, and then the respondent has 2 minutes to give an explanation, try to talk their way out of it. As a general rule, they can't, because usually they'll come in all full of piss and vinegar, ready to go and tell us what we're doing wrong, and then they watch the video, and there's the video and shows them blowing right through the stop sign.
So it's an actual video of them?
Yes.
Not just a general video, this is the law?
No, this is a video of their transgression.
So there must be cameras everywhere.
Well, there's a camera on each car.
Oh,
so
I see.
When the officer is pulling them over, there's like the speed gun, and they'll show the car in the background and the speed gun, and it shows them going 50 miles an hour. Then as he pulls them over, he'll zoom in on the license plate, so it's clear identification. Well, people come in and they see this video, and generally you see their color drain out of their face because they didn't realize there was a video. And they've said, I didn't realize there was video of this. So now they come in, and instead of like trying to go after to go after us because they did this, they try to plead poverty and, can you waive the fee and I won't do it again. Well, it's a safety and health issue. A little story. We live over on Via Carrizo. About 2 houses away from us is a street corner where, I forget the name of the street that comes up. Anyway, in the last few months, there have been 2 accidents there. And the accidents were caused by people driving down Via Carrizo at 50, 60 miles an hour. And then you have a cart coming up this street and not stopping at the stop sign. So they're both at fault, except what happens when a car hits a cart?
It's probably not a good outcome for the cart.
Well, a couple months ago, somebody got killed.
Oh, you're kidding.
And this is only 2 houses away from us. So we take this very seriously on the traffic hearings board, that this is safety and health, and we're protecting the residents of this village.
Right. Okay, so the moral of the story is
drive carefully.
Well,
drive defensively, like we used to see when we were kids on TV.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you for that story. Really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It does. We all have our stories, and everybody on the board has seen or heard of things, and we're all very cognizant that, first offense can be as much as $200 fine, which is a lot of money.
What the fees were.
you have to pay a $200 fine, you're going to remember next time to stop at the stop sign.
You know, and just paying attention in general, right? Because we just sort of, our minds wander. Maybe we're listening to a podcast or something, and we're just not paying attention. I sure hope not.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
they
worst.
do.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Hands free.
Okay.
You've got budget season for 27.
We're in the midst of it. Yes. Okay, so.
Can't believe we're talking about 27 already.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
Okay, I won't.
I mean, we've already had changes to the 26 budget, and it's only March.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they're living documents, aren't they?
They're living documents. Budgets are, by their very nature, our best guess. This is what we think is going to happen next year. We take available information and add to it certain things that need to be done, like, you know, roofs every period of time need to be rehabilitated, or the exterior walls, or the landscaping. All these things periodically meaning number of years, need to be refurbished. So we know that there's a cycle, and there are many studies that tell us how often these things should be done. But on the other hand, there's the basic regular expenses. Mm-hmm. We have the salaries of all the VMS employees. We have certain contractors that do certain work on a regular basis. And we have many things like insurance, electricity, water. These things are going up every single year, and through no fault of ours, because these are exterior organizations that are raising their rates on us.
Right, constantly, as you said.
Yeah. So you take all this together, and then you say, okay, a year from now, this is what we think we're going to need to spend. Who knows what the rest of 26 will bring, but we're guessing as to what 27 will be.
Okay.
So we have larger projects, aside from those I've talked about, like we're currently in the midst of the Ting installation,
right,
which is updating our internet, and also we're going to get DirecTV and a few other streaming services. We've been talking ongoing about EV charging stations, mm-hmm. and more solar systems for the village. These things are all very pricey. And I can say that everybody on all the boards is in favor of all of these things. But we're always looking at how we're going to work these large numbers into our budget. Now, obviously, the budget is separated into basically two sections: operating and reserves. The reserves are the money set aside for future things, like I talked about, roofs or redoing landscaping or painting or whatever we do. Operating is like what's going on a regular basis: mowing the lawn, making sure that the irrigation is running right.
Sort of daily maintenance.
Daily maintenance, yeah. So you have to take everything into consideration when preparing the budget, and you have to know that, I mean, there's always pushback. Nobody wants their dues raised. I don't want my dues raised. Right. But the cost of living in California has got to be 3, 4, 5% a year on a good year. So you have to know that just to keep up with inflation, you're going to have to raise the dues every year 3, 4, 5%. Is it popular? No. Nobody likes it. They come out in force. They battle with us about, you got to reduce this, you got to reduce the dues. But I'd like my lawn mowed more often. It's like, you got to think about what you're saying here. If you want more, then it's going to cost more. So we're balancing keeping the village looking great, keeping everything up to date, which is, the buildings are 60 years old, mm-hmm. 70 years old in some cases. they require maintenance. There's no two ways around it, which means you've got to be funding the reserves to maintain the buildings.
Right. That's a tough position to be in, Howard.
It's a thankless job, but you know what? Somebody's got to do it.
Well, you're handling it with grace.
We try.
Speaking of grace, volunteering is something special that we can all do.
Yes.
So the village volunteerism is really encouraging people to get out there and do what exactly, Howard?
Okay, so a lot of the day-to-day activities within the village are done by VMS, the Village Management Services. They provide the paid services that keep the operations going. But on top of that, the 250 clubs that we've got, those are all volunteers. There are no paid employees doing any of the club activities. Most of the activities you see are clubs. Mm-hmm. There are a few that Recreation puts on, and what they bring to the table are great programs.
Absolutely.
And everybody enjoys them, and they get a good turnout. But the majority of activities that go on in this village, be it golf or be it the table tennis upstairs, or there's the
pickleball, bocce ball,
the dances, the clubs that bring
concerts
here, and the monthly dances. All those things are volunteers. And there's always a shortage of people who are willing to pitch in. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got an idea. Everybody's, if there's a problem with the show, I mean, they get in my face and start telling me what's wrong with the show. And usually what I've resorted to now is when they start telling me what's going on and what's wrong and everything, my response as a rule is, you have great ideas. I think you should come to some of our committee meetings and our board and get involved and help us plan these things so we do it right. Mm-hmm. Once in a while, somebody will. Usually they don't, but I kind of call them on it, and they're not going to come and bother me anymore because, there's words you could say, but the bottom line is, if you have an opinion, come and voice it and help us plan the events. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, just enjoy it as best you can and go with the flow.
Yeah. Well, I think, there's many aspects to this community that really keep people young, engaged, enthusiastic, energized. And volunteering is one of those ways to get out there, not only to give your own self sort of this dopamine drip, right? But the socialization aspect of it.
Yes.
Really keeps you connected.
Well, that kind of goes in, there are things I've read called blue zones.
Yes.
We're not designated a blue zone because there's a copyright fee if we want to be called that. But what those are is you're living in a community which has a lot of things to be involved in. Mm-hmm. And people seem to live longer when they're busy, when they're active, when they're thinking.
Yes.
And that's what we offer here in the village. And it's all good.
And that way your muscles don't atrophy, your brain doesn't atrophy.
The brain especially.
Keep engaged.
Yes.
Fantastic. Howard, I appreciate you coming and sharing all of these pertinent points with us.
We try.
I know you guys have a big job to do.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
All right. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.